Well, in this video today, I want to give you my final review on the bLU NOMAD. You can still go underwater and you can still do some diving even though you're not certified to do so. So I've been using the bLU NOMAD now for a little over 2 months, and man, I have had a great time with that thing. And I don't even have it anymore. I sent it back to bLU, but I'm telling you, the bLU NOMAD is really awesome, and it has some great depth to it, and it allows someone who is not a certified diver to dive down to 30 feet. That's a long way down in the water. As you know, I do own the bLU Nemo, and it allows me to go 10 feet. And this NOMAD system, 30 feet, man, it just gives you that much more space to go to the bottom and do some cool things in the water. And I found some of my coolest things, stuff I've never found before, because I had the bLU NOMAD. I was able to find some cool stuff with that. In the video you're going to see coming up very soon, I did go out with my buddy Craig. He is a certified diver, and he has given his thoughts on the bLU NOMAD system. Now, he's going to give you a different perspective than I am, because I'm coming from this thing not a certified diver. So he has the certified diving training. I do not. So I'm giving you what I know about diving through the NOMAD and Nemo systems. But I really like the versatility of these things and how they're compact and they can go in a backpack and you can carry them things anywhere. That's what's really cool about them. You can literally carry everything you need inside that bag and carry it anywhere. You can hand carry your weight belt in to wherever you are, say if you're on a boat or wherever. If you do have to have a wetsuit, you can also carry that, or you can get one of those small mesh bags like I have. Man, you're in the water. You're in the water in 10 minutes. Different from the Nemo, they built the NOMAD to float on its own. The Nemo itself has one of those inflatable tubes basically that goes around the Nemo unit, the compressor. And yeah, I would suggest using that when you are using a Nemo. But when you have the NOMAD system, it has a built-in flotation device that's built into it. That blue section is the buoy system. It's what holds it out of the water. And then it has the dry bag connected to it as well. And that's honestly for your safety. So that way that you have something that you can grab a hold to if you are surfaced and you're tired of swimming and you just need to grab onto something to help you stay afloat. It is recommended by bLU to always have a secondary breathing system on you when you're using the NOMAD. I did not have that, and yes, that's my bad. I should have had one. They make what they call spare air. It's a small tank, it's about yay big, and it has a regulator built into it. It has maybe 10 minutes of air on it, so that way if something happens, some kind of something fails, whether it's the compressor quits working, the battery quits working, and you lose air on the NOMAD, then you can grab the spare air can out of the harness that's hooked to you, and you can take that out and put that in your mouth. You have a way to be able to breathe until you get to the surface and figure out what happened to your unit. Well, I really enjoyed the last time when I went down with Craig and we were able to go down to a 30-foot level, and I had a dive buddy with me, and that's how it's preferred. If you're going to have this system, it's preferred to you to have a dive buddy, and that is the system for all scuba diving, not just for scuba diving, not just for using a Hookah system, but in any time that you're underwater and you're breathing air underwater, it is very important to have a dive buddy. So in that case, I failed a couple times. I had Chris with me one time, I had Craig with me another time. So yes, I should have had a dive buddy with me every time. But having that spare air will allow you to get that extra air that you need if something catastrophically goes wrong with the NOMAD system. So let's talk about the black hose that runs from the NOMAD all the way to your regulator. It has been enhanced compared to the Nemo. The Nemo system has a little different type of a hose, but the NOMAD system has a more sturdy, stronger material that sends the air to you. So that being said, it's very, very well built. And I love how when you look at the unit, it has that rubber hose coming out, and it's a rubber protector coming out of the NOMAD, maybe about 12 to 15 inches that comes out of the NOMAD system, and it's another protector just in case you encounter some kind of sharp object or something. Say the Nomad, you're around some trees or something and some limbs. You don't want those limbs that the Nomad pushes up against, you don't want those limbs to cut that hose and you lose your air supply like we just talked about. So they put some sort of a protective hose that goes over top of it, and it's all rubber, and it's pretty thick actually. But I like to see that actually on the Nemo. If maybe they could incorporate that and add that to the Nemo, I think that would be something that would be great to add to it. So the regulator itself, the regulator is built just like the one for the Nemo. It's a great system. It works really well. I had never had an issue out of that thing. It has the on and off toggle there. You could toggle that thing over and spin it around. It goes from on to off. And that's another thing, just to make sure you do your checks before you go underwater. Make sure that you have that thing in working order, that it's on. Do your test before you go under, and so that way you know the unit's completely working and that you're going to be safe while you're underwater. I also like how that the regulator, if it gets underwater, say if it's on, you know, if you are standing up and the regulator pops out of your mouth or whatever and it hits the water, as soon as it hits the water and water begins going inside of it, it purges itself to keep that water out of the line. That is very, very important, because you don't want to get down 10, 15, 20 feet and have water somewhere 4, 5, 8, 10 feet in your line, and then all of a sudden it's sending water to you instead of air, because it will kill you. It will make you drown, I promise you. So that's awesome. The regulator keeps that water out of that hose, so that way that you are safe underwater. In what ways is this unit great? Let me tell you how you can use it a lot. My buddy Craig is going to talk about it the next time that you see a video. But if you own a boat, you need a Nomad or a Nemo. I'll go ahead and throw both. You either need a Nemo or a Nomad. If you own a boat, you need one or the other. You can do some boat maintenance underwater, in the water, with your boat sitting in the water. You can use the Nemo or Nomad system, and it can allow you to work on your boat if something that you need to do, or say if you, and I ran across this just about 2 months ago, but right before I got the Nomad. There was a gentleman who lost a part to his boat, and he dropped it right underneath his boat dock. The depth there was 16 feet, and Steven couldn't get down that far because it was only a 10-footer. But if I'd have had the Nomad system, I could have gotten down there and I could have found that for him. So there's your application. If you have anything that's deeper than 10 feet, you can't get to it with a Nemo, but you can get to it with a Nomad if it's up to 30 feet deep there. So there's your one aspect that you can have as a boater. So every boater needs one of these things. I was also thinking as well in this capacity, in this thing, how about law enforcement or rescue squads? This would be perfect for them. And I'm telling you, I'm going to try to sell these things to law enforcement and EMS and fire departments and rescue squads, because I think these things would be great in that capacity. Because how many times have they gotten calls where someone has drowned, someone is in a pond, something is in a pond, there's evidence in a pond, in a lake, in a river. These units can be used for that, and you don't have to have all of that dive gear. You can make it simple, you can make it easy, and you don't have to have all of that gear to get in there and do the work that you need to do as a rescue squad unit, and try to get down there to where you need to find this or that or someone. And you can do that with a Nomad. So you're probably asking yourself, and you're probably asking me, well, Steven, where do I sign up? Where do I get one of these things? Well, you can order straight from bLU's website. They do have a website. I'll put all of that in the description. I suggest you check it out. I suggest you go to their website, watch a couple videos, see how these things work. Not just the Nomad, look at that Nemo as well. I'm telling you, both systems are very good, and they complement each other very well. If you want some really, really shallow diving, or if you want some deeper diving, you can do it without having to get all the scuba diving stuff, without having to go get certified, without having to have all of your stuff checked every so often. You don't have to have all of that. You can have one unit and it will take care of you for years. You can buy one of these from Calico. Yep, it's on my hat, Calico. You can order those straight from there, and you know, if you'll use a code that's listed right down there in the description, it'll save you a little bit of money. Now I'm telling you, if you buy a Nomad, it's going to save you quite a bit of money, or a Nemo system. So remember that if you want to buy one of these things, go through Calico, I promise you, and save some money through them using that code, and you'll get quality satisfaction from Calico themselves, great shipping, and also get it to you. And then if you have any questions, you have any problems, reach out to Calico. They will take care of you. If they can't handle it, they can get you in touch with bLU, and bLU will take care of you. Their customer service is awesome. Other than that, I know y'all probably tired of looking at this old ugly mug, so I hope you have a good day. God bless. We'll see you next time. And always remember to treat other people how you want to be treated.